收看这一期越 talk 越的越 talk， 我是原子。那个大家能看到我们现在这个 view 非常的美丽，我们在一个沙滩旁边，我们现在是在香港这个叫Lantau 这个大屿山，然后我们在梅窝这个旁边的这个一个沙滩旁边，然后坐在我右手边呢就是我们这个 TransLantau by UTMB 的赛事总监Julie。Right?
Jules in French, but Jules if you want.
Jules is
Jules,
okay.
it's
Thank you for modifying my
welcome.
pronunciation, Jules. So it's very big welcome. We have Jules to join our podcast because actually he was working until 4 a.m. just a 4-hour sleep. So maybe if, before we start the conversation, we can let Jules to introduce himself first.
Yes, of course. Hello everyone. I'm Jules, so the responsible of the international event for UTMB group. So I work mainly in Europe, but I work here because we are here since 2022, and we won the event in 2022. So since this day, we work here to organize TransLantau by UTMB.
So this is your we say the 3 years to join Hong Kong.
Yes, absolutely. It's 3 years. It's my second year as director. So now I know a little bit the trails of Lantau Island.
And also language?
Not a lot. Maybe a little bit. Hangul to say thank you. And Gahao to say. Sorry for exact.
Actually, my Cantonese, I don't think my Cantonese is even better than Jules. The first question is as a runner, because yesterday I ran the 25K and I know the route is changed compared with the last year.
Yes, absolutely, because as you know, last year we have a lot of issues for the organization with the typhoon, with a lot of new things, new team here, so we have to relearn the organization of the event. So last year we had some difficulties, and maybe you know in DB Loop, in fact it's not far away by walk, but by car is complicated. So we decided to reverse the route, start by DB because we stay less time on this place far away from here, and we in fact reduce the number of checkpoints, and all the checkpoints can reach by cars, so it's easier for us to manage. So yes, we have a lot of smaller adjustments, but in fact we keep the main parts, the Chimawan Loop, the Sunset Peak, the Lantau Peak, the Nongping with the Big Buddha. So we keep the spirits, but we manage a little bit easier for me in terms of organization.
But easier for the organization, but you think it is easier for the runner or not?
I'm not sure, even if for the 25, for the 20k, in fact,
it's not
easier than compared to last year. But I think it's more beautiful because the last year the 25 did the Chimawan Loop. It's amazing to run, but not really view. So we decided to go in Sunset Peak, for me, the most beautiful place of the island. So I think it's more beautiful, but I think the legs is more hurt this morning, sure.
Did you already hear some feedback from the runners, the Finnish runners?
Yes, because in fact yesterday our CEO are here with the executive committee of the UTMB group, so many of them run the 25k, and my CEO when he arrived say I never do that again.
Same to me, never.
So yes, it was yes. I have some feedback, very amazing, but for the legs with the stairs go up, down with the stairs, they were completely tired yesterday.
So let's finish the talk for this year and go back to 3 years ago in 2022. I remember for the 120k start, I think Florin have some a speech to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, the TransLantau is launched in 2012, I think, 13 years ago. Right? Yeah. And the UTMB joins since 2022 after the COVID. Right?
Exactly.
So why you choose this race to be the UTMB World Series?
Yeah, in fact, Hong Kong is an iconic place for trail running. Yes. We have another race, Hong Kong 100. There's a lot of smaller race, but
it's very
every weekend,
races,
in fact, we have a race here. So be on site for UTMB World Series and in Hong Kong is very important for us, and moreover in China, in fact, the China market is very important for us because a lot of Chinese runners run UTMB races. So at the beginning, we know Clément and Sabrina who created the event, so we work with them for Life Trail, the timing company. They work for Life Trail at this moment. They have this race, amazing race on TransLantau Island. So in fact, we discussed with them, and finally they told us we can integrate UTMB World Series. So yes, of course, please. So that's why that's begin here, and in fact, it's a very amazing race. So we are very happy to have it on the World Series events.
So what is like a very unique characters to attract the UTMB think like TransLantau should be?
Yeah,
inside?
in fact, we try to reach the most iconic destination. That's our DNA, and here we have. It's amazing Hong Kong for us because you have one of most important city of the world, but
very international,
very
right?
international, and we are in the front of the sea. And just behind the other side, we have a peak at 900 meters with all trails in the countryside, natural parts. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, no, it's very iconic, and we are very happy to be here.
If not because of the TransLantau like by UTMB, have you think like you come to Hong Kong just as a tourist for visit before?
Yes, I ever heard speak about Hong Kong because for us it's an amazing place. I never have the chance to come before, but I'm very happy and trying
to very busy, right?
yes, but very happy to be here for the world because I can visit, and it's an amazing place.
But have you like traveling, trail run or maybe hiking the other trails? I think you know the 4 trails.
Absolutely. Not the trails on the continental parts. I know more the cities on the continental parts, but I heard the continental trails are amazing too. So also amazing. So I think if you spend 1 week or 2 here, you can do a lot of trails.
So the next question is, I think compared with 3 years ago, because it's just after the COVID, I think you cannot see like many runners, especially we see the fresh runners. But I think after these 3 years, is no matter in Hong Kong or mainland China, you can see so many like very young, just 1 or 2 years trail runners to join this big community. Yeah,
absolutely. In fact. We start the UTMB World Series event. We had 22 events. Now in 2026 we will have 60 events, a little bit less. And when we can, because as you know here we are blocked in terms of number of participants to respect nature and to respect the country sites.
Carbon free.
Yeah, exactly. So that's very good. But some other parts we have not this restriction. That's all. Every event grow, and we have a lot of beginners. That is very good because that's say that a lot of people want to discover the trail running, even if it's not for run 100 miles, because every distance is a challenge for everyone. So it's very important to hear that. It's not because you run the 20 or the 50 as you are less important than the 100. No, everyone else that is race. It's all a challenge for everyone, so that's good, and we are very happy and very thank you to have new beginners and new runners and all distances, so that's very good.
So what is your the future plan for UTMB series? Because actually I think the next question maybe is a little bit crucial, because I heard for example in UTMB China series we already have 4 this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we heard in 2026 we're gonna have 2 or maybe 3 more. They didn't announce it yet, but I can see UTMB the World Series is becoming bigger and bigger, more events joining. So this is your original plan to have some potential number of the UTMB series, or
to be completely honest, when we began in 2022 have 60 events in 2026, it's just impossible to imagine.
Yes.
That's the plan for 2030, 2035 at the beginning. But in fact, yes, the interest for trail running is very grew up. In fact, it depends on the country. For example, in Europe, we have a lot of trail running, and we arrive at the late because we have enough race to give running stone for the Mont Blanc, to propose a very high quality race for the runners. So now our goal, for example, in Europe, is more than keep the number of races, more or less one or two maybe, but continue to increase our quality, our security, our atmosphere for the runners, something like that, the run experience. In fact, we want to continue to increase that, not increase the numbers. That's more where we work in Europe, for example. But for example, in Asia and mainly in China, in fact, we have 6 or 7 events now. I don't remember exactly the number. But in fact, we can have 10 because we have a lot of Chinese runners who want to run. In fact, so in Asia and maybe in particular in China, we have to continue a little bit to grow, considering the number of events, because in fact our runners, we have no enough place for our runners.
Yeah,
so it's in fact our goal is to create events near where you live. So that's our goal, and in China we can continue that. So I think for the Asian part we will continue to grow. Maybe not as far as we did last 4 years, but we will continue, I think, yes.
Yeah, because I think, like you said, the mission of UTMB, I remember the first one is like a carbon footprint, and the third one is, I think, is the women, right, women friendly. Yeah. So I can feel like more by UTMB series, and some of the races really want to be by UTMB.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you, how is the criteria way as the event can be by UTMB?
And it depends, in fact, but first we have to have an iconic destination, because the purpose of UTMB is to discover the world. It's not to, and second, we have to have the trail culture inside, because we don't want to create an external event, because for the couple free rides we don't want to have many people to travel. Yeah. We are not against the travel, because we think the travel can reach the culture, learn each other, etc. So it's very important for us, but we want to travel less but better. So we want to have, for example, here, I don't remember exactly the figure, but we have around 70-80% of Chinese runners, so local runners, and we have 30% of foreigners. So that's a good balance, because many of the runners are local, and someone maybe have 1 or 2 events in travel, and that's good, because they discover, as me, they discover the Hong Kong and Chinese culture, so that's very important for us, and I think it's very important for that. But that the two first, it's iconic destination and local trail running community, to be sure we will have that. And after, yes, we work for the women trail, we work for the UTMB cares and UTMB travel policy to reduce our impact. But yeah, it's the first.
But this question also linked to another thing, so in China sometimes we see, if translated to Chinese, it's like we're chasing the storm.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of like a UTMB series, like a new. So what do you think? The chasing the storm, this kind of way is against your mission, like against, like you said, is another way to push you to have to travel to get the storm, and then you can have the qualification to get the UTMB worth the one in Mont Blanc.
Yes, it's as you say, it's a little bit tricky. Yes,
tricky,
you're
right?
absolutely right. But as you say, in fact, at the beginning we created the UTMB World Series with Michel Poitier and the team, because a lot of people want to go in Chamonix to run one UTMB race, and our purpose is to no, we are going where they live to have a UTMB quality race, and maybe one day you can go in Chamonix to live the iconic the final. So that's why at the beginning we create the UTMB races to move the UTMB race quality and standards. That's the beginning. So, and once again, our purpose is not don't travel. It's you will go once in Chamonix, maybe twice in your life, and when you will go in Chamonix, take 1 month to go in Europe, France, Italy, Switzerland, do the race, travel
Very
once in
deep,
your life.
like
Yeah, just not only for the race, but for global travel where you integrate your race. That's most of our space. It's not don't travel, it's travel less and better, maybe only one every 3 years, maybe only on your life, but yes, enjoy the different culture and know to get your running stone and something like that. Don't travel the world. You have a race at 5 hours cars or maybe 10 hours bus or train. Go in this race with train and public transportation to win the running stone, and one day, yes, take the plane to go, but only once.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very. Sometimes I think it's tricky because
Yes, because you're right, because some destinations sometimes want to reach a maximum of
Yes.
runners, so that's why in fact now we start we create UTMB Go platform. We help you to find how you can go in the race in the public transportation in the less footprint carbon as possible, and now we will compensate the carbon footprint in UTMB Moment 2026, and after we will duplicate for all the UTMB races. So we work a lot on it, and yes, it's tricky, but once again, travel less but better.
So next question is linked to TransLantau.
Yeah.
What is your short-term plan or maybe long-term plan for the TransLantau 2026, or we say 5 years later for TransLantau 2030?
For now, we will wait the runner experience and the post-event survey to know if the runners share my point of view. We will see. But
I will share my point of view after the conversation.
Please, yes. No, in fact, we are happy with this new setup. We find, I think, the right balance, and we hope the runners feel that. So we continue the race. As you know, we don't want to increase the number of runners here because for the nature, because we're on the countryside. So that's why. But we have, and I think it's important to have big events with 1,000 runners and maybe more smaller, more like here. In fact, more easier to live. In fact, so it's we don't want to have 60 same events. We want to have 60 events with their DNA and their specificity, and just we duplicate the standard of security, of quality of organization, etc. But we want to have their spirits. So we have a spirit here. We are happy with this spirit, and it's different as, I don't know, for example, vegetable in Europe, in Switzerland, with 6,000 runners. That's different, yes, but we are very happy to have this difference. So we will continue. I think we have the right setup. Maybe
some new categories.
Maybe we will discuss the 25k if we continue with this hard, or if we maybe find a 10k race to have a distance maybe easier for the beginners.
Only for the kids.
Yeah, for the kids, absolutely. Yes, but that's our point. I think we find the right way.
Because I think you are very local from Hong Kong, or living there for many years. So when you start to do the RD 2 years ago for this event, how did you keep the Hong Kong style still in this Lantau Island, but same while you also need to put a more experience from Europe to join in this race to balance this?
It's not always easy to manage. You're right. I think the specificity is in the entertainment. For example, we have lion dance at the beginning, so that's the culture of here. So it's very important for us to show that for all the runners. And after, for example, in the food and beverage, I think the food and beverage, it's very important to have the local. International for the international, because some local is very hard to understand when we race, but we have 30% of international, 70% for example, and special food, not special food, specific food, cultural food, so that's important. And after the trails, in fact, the trails make the difference for me, the finish line make the difference, and the animation, the speakers, our MC are Chinese, so that's very important because that's the part of communication and the spirit of the event. And after same branding, etc. All we can do, Hong Kong specifically, we do. And after, yes, the standard of security are the same as Europe, Australia, America. So that's all. Only that's it's not local.
So what do you think the big differences between compare with the Hong Kong like a touring community with the European and also with China mainland?
It's good question. Here we have a lot of runners who want to run not fast but hard. The culture here is to go and maintain and hike, trail. Okay. In Europe, it's more competitive. It's more
like aggressive for the
it's more aggressive. It's more aggressive. But here, it's more on the spirit where we go to do something hard together, and it's very good.
Yeah, I can feel like especially yesterday.
Yeah.
I think that some of them already run the 25 before. So they have some opinion during the running. They say like, the course is reversed and it's more difficulty than that. So it looks like they're sharing during the course. But normally when I run in Europe, you never, not very easy to hear some like conversation. They're very focused on their own performance.
On performance, absolutely.
Yes, but here it looks more like a diversity community. Right?
Yeah, and you have a real trail running community in Hong Kong. So I think a lot of runners know
each other.
So it's very good atmosphere at the end.
You have been to China mainland for the UTMB service?
I did the Gaoligong by UTMB.
Gaoligong.
Yes.
Is this 3 years ago?
It's 2019.
It's like
absolutely first UTMB by UTMB.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely, I did that. Yeah.
How was the feeling?
Amazing.
Amazing place, I think.
Amazing place.
Super amazing.
Amazing place, an amazing race, an amazing organizations. For me, it's the first time I go outside France to organize an event, and I was very impressed by the quality of organization in China. And every UTMB event now, it's exactly the same mindset. It's a very high quality, very precise. It's very amazing for us to see that. But the first time in Gaoligong, it's very amazing.
You have very high stand level for the first year for the
amazing.
Yes, but how was the feeling like this not UTMB anymore?
No, because in fact
of the COVID, right?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, it's another. At the beginning, it's another rules to win the running stone. We had.